Hello, good afternoon. My name's Cathy Roberts and I have the pleasure in introducing ACPOHE's first webinar. Hopefully it will be the first of many. So today we have Howard Chambers, who I'm very pleased is going to talk to us on enablement technology. Howard has over 20 years experience in the accessibility industry, including advising employers, training trainers and working directly with disabled customers. He's very passionate about enabling individuals to work on a level playing field, and today he's going to talk to us through enablement technology for office workers and how this can help in the workplace. What we'd like to do is to take questions at the end. What you'll find is there's a tab on the right hand side of your screen, and if anyone would like to ask questions, please do so as we go along, and we'll ask Howard the questions at the end. Also, the webinar is going to be recorded, so if you do have any technology issues, please be aware that this can be reviewed and looked at again at a later date from the ACPOHE website. So if you have any problems your end with technology, then you can always view it again. All right, so on that note, I would like to pass over to Howard to talk us through this first webinar. Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, Cathy. I hope everyone can hear me okay. What I'd like to do today is just to walk you through some of the issues we find as assessors in enablement, to have a look at some of the common issues that come up for us being out in the field. Looking at some of the older technologies that have been around for a while, but perhaps more importantly, looking at some of the newer technologies as well. There's quite a few leading edge technologies now that are emerging the last few months, last few years, that probably are not known to many and are making quite a big advance in the communications market. So we'll take a look at those. As Cathy mentioned, Posture right now have this enablement division. It's always been around, actually. It's just never been called this in its true term. Basically, what it means is we now have the opportunity to go actually and review a client at the desk or the workplace and actually look at the type of systems they have, the types of issues they have. We can assess the problems they're having. We have quite a stringent form we use to make sure we capture all of the data, all of the information, and often, as you probably find yourselves, it's often hidden issues. We used to call them complex barriers to work when I worked in employ, and there's often not just one issue, there's often more than one. It's actually, the skill is trying to dig down and find out what those issues are. Often things like depression, things like self-awareness issues come to mind, and we need to sort of capture those as well, because they all play part in how we present the recommendations. We actually have our own procurement division. Luke down in head office there will do a lot of our procurement, and we've actually now set up with a lot of the leading suppliers, so we are resellers, which means one of two things. One, we get a good discount on the types of kit that are out there, but two, it gives us a link into the suppliers. So if we get issues around something not working particularly well, if there's a technology issue, for instance, we have sort of first-hand track back into the supplier to make sure we can look at that. Often people will go out and buy things. I hear people going out all the time buying new technologies off Amazon or eBay, putting them into work or into their home office, for instance. Something going wrong, there's no level of support. We're able to do that. We're able to help with that particular part. We can actually help to implement, because of our sort of issues we have in the past. We've built a log of all these types of issues. We can actually then go back in and make sure any of those are covered, and if needs be, go back to the suppliers and get those to test them for us as well. We do a lot of this type of work with big councils and local authorities. Even the banks and the building societies have very complex systems sometimes, and it's sometimes working out the best scenario for them. We provide training on most, if not all, of the assistive technologies, and we'll go through some of those shortly, but the screen reading technologies, voice-to-text technologies, and the hearing impairments we cover as well. And not just training. I myself will go out and do things like coping strategies, so where we have dyslexics who have issues not just with reading and writing, but the more organisational type issues, we can actually go out and do training as well, and like I said, these coping strategies. And as I previously mentioned, we're able to go out and support. We end up being maybe the second line support for many businesses. If they've got an issue, we can then pick it up and run back to our suppliers to find the right issues for it. So it's a cyclical process. So we review round to review. We call it a single service solution. I wanted to call it one-stop shop, but I think single service solution is a better description. And what it will do will actually lead to shorter cycle times. The traditional way of having this done would have been to go through access to work, which in itself could take weeks, if not months, for someone to come out. And then weeks, if not months, for that kit to be procured and everything else that goes with it. So us going in, and we have a cycle time of 2 weeks from the original request coming in. As an assessor, we will go out and go in and have it done within 2 weeks. It also means reduced costs because of that. We can actually go in, we've got the costs down from the supplier, so we can pass those on to the clients and to the suppliers and to the actual supplier's workplace. And we can also make sure that the actual time is encouraged to be reduced within that. It means for better staff retention. We did a survey when I was in my last company around putting this type of thing in place, and one of the things they were really happy with the fact that if they had an issue, it was sorted pretty quickly, and that to them meant a lot. That their issue around having dyslexia was treated properly, and the right response put in place very quickly. And it also came to improved productivity. I've mentioned before this, but one of the big things I get to see when I go out is people whose productivity has been reduced. Not because of their own fault, maybe because they're getting old and their eyes are going, or their ears are now worsening, or quite often the case is people have been actually put into a position where they no longer have the coping strategies that worked. They've moved offices, they've been given promotion, and suddenly they then struggle with the things that were quite easy. As I mentioned there, our referrals are carried out within 2 weeks of the note coming in, and we have the following. We have diagnostic dyslexia assessments, we have workplace needs assessments, which are dyslexia and dyspraxia. We have mobility and dexterity assessments. We also very much have the visual and the hearing impairments. Now, the visual is probably the minor of all of those. The visual is the minor of those. Hearing is one that's certainly coming on, and I go out to probably 1 in 3 at the moment of my assessments have been hearing issues. Often young ladies who don't want to have a hearing aid in. So there's a vanity thing coming into play there as well. So these are the most sort of common issues that we go out to look at, not in any particular order actually, but visual impairment. Traditionally, we would have put in things like larger screens or screen reading technology. We'll have a look at some of that today. Some of that still applies, but those particular markets have moved on quite rapidly in recent years. You only have to pick up an iPhone these days, and you'll understand that Siri, which is built within the system, it was put there for the visual side of things. The fact that it will now talk back texts, it will now talk back emails, it will now sound out who's calling you. All those things have been brought in very recently because of the visual impairment side of things. Dyslexia is probably the biggest one that we go out to see, and that covers many forms. If it were just as simple as somebody not being able to read or write, that would be very easy. The actual fact, there's a whole myriad of symptoms, a whole myriad of outcomes with dyslexia. Probably primarily is the organisational skills, and that's something I see a lot as I go around. People are very verbose, some fantastic minded people who struggle to actually get the words down onto paper. And once again, we'll have a look at one of the solutions potentially for that as well. There are a number of solutions for dyslexia, and not all fit the bill. And once again, it's why an assessment is required, because not all of these solutions we're going to look at will be the right thing for everybody. Hearing impairment, as I mentioned, is certainly the up-and-coming one for me. I go out to a lot of people, and what we've done, we've gone in touch with hearing experts and we then will feed back our own thought back to those guys to get their understanding and to make sure we're putting the right tools for the right people. Often you find these days a big issue is things around conference calls is a great example. Often over very poor landlines that are now shared with data lines, so the actual quality of the line has been reduced. Recently I've had a couple of these where the normal handset is no longer any use because it's just not, the quality is not good enough. Okay, so what I would like to do now is run through a number of different technologies that are out there. The first one is one called Dolphin Supernova, and this is for the visual side of things. This will help users to see the screen better, and in some cases hear the screen. A British company down in Worcester, and I certainly have a lot of time for this particular company. They're probably the best of all of the visual aid companies that I've come across. So this is a Dolphin Supernova.
Meet Dolphin Supernova. Supernova is software which can be installed to any Windows PC to make it accessible for somebody who is blind or partially sighted.
Supernova has speech capabilities, magnification, and can also incorporate Braille.
It's not just people in the UK who use Supernova. The software has been translated and is used around the world.
There are 4 editions of Supernova. You can tailor-make your experience completely, as it's perfect for users with varying eye conditions and levels of sight.
Magnification.
Supernova magnification is tailor-made for any user with low vision. Magnification can be increased to 60 times. This is extremely useful because a user will want or require different levels of magnification within the same application. TrueFont is a feature within magnification which, when text is magnified, allows the text to be crystal clear. When the user would increase magnification to high levels, text would suddenly become pixelated or granulated. TrueFont will now round off the edges and represent text the way it was originally.
There are no 2 people that have the same eye condition, and everybody sees the world slightly differently. So the Supernova magnifier includes a range of options to use just part of the screen for the magnified area.
A magnifying glass, a fixed magnification window. There's also a top, bottom, left and right split screen. Supernova has a feature where you can set custom colours, and you can also set it application specific. So if on the internet you wanted it black with white, and in other applications you wanted a different colour, you can also do that.
With a plethora of options, you can get your screen looking just exactly how you want it. Speech.
Whatever the case or whatever's in focus on the screen reader will output that to the speakers.
Supernova comes with a number of default voices, so you can choose one which is best for you. Daniel.
Serena. Select synth Dolphin Orpheus TTS2.
Synthetic name. Synthetic Andy. You can also adjust those voices.
Thank you for the lovely gift of flowers that you sent to me.
To make them faster.
The gift brightened my day.
Slower.
And it continues to brighten my home.
Louder, quieter.
It was so nice to be remembered by you.
To use the internet with speech, they have a feature called the Dolphin Cursor, which takes all the information from the web page and it puts it into a logical order. So you start at the top and you use the cursor keys to navigate through the web page.
Or you can use quick navigation keys to jump to a specific element. So you might want to press H to go to the next heading, or T to go to the next table.
So the speech in Magnifier Reader allows the user to have a little bit of feedback.
Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia.
Sometimes after a long day, or perhaps when their eyes are getting weary, they may find that a little bit of extra speech support is helpful.
Today's featured article. Adelanthus subovitus is a shrub of the Proteaceae family, endemic to southwest Australia.
Supernova speech functionality is completely customizable
To work with the widest range of applications.
Totally blind users, gives them back their independence that they might have lost through the loss of their eyesight.
Braille. Wherever you are on your computer, you plug in the Start menu or a web page or a Microsoft Word document. Supernova translates that text into Braille and sends it to your refreshable Braille display.
Supernova with Braille also supports input as well as output.
It means that you don't have to keep moving your hands between the Braille display and your QWERTY keyboard.
Supernova supports varying levels of Braille codes, contracted and uncontracted Braille, and also computer Braille.
The Supernova screen reader and Supernova Access Suite, combined with a refreshable Braille display, provide everything you need to get going. Anywhere that you can have a computer, you can have Supernova.
The workplace, universities, schools, colleges, and also for home and personal use.
Dolphin offer a solution we call the Dolphin Pen.
Traditionally, when you've had Supernova on multiple machines, you've had to set up each one. Well, you don't need to do that with a pen. You set it to another machine and your settings are right there.
Dolphin know that not all partially sighted or blind people can be put into simple boxes. So we offer a range of Supernova products.
Supernova Magnifier, which gives you just the magnification features.
Supernova Reader Magnifier, which is predominantly magnification with a bit of speech alongside it.
The screen reader, which gives you the combination of speech and Braille.
Supernova Access Suite includes the full mix of access methods and is ideal for situations where somebody's eyesight is fluctuating or an organisation needs to service clients with different requirements.
And currently is the only product on the market that incorporates all features into one piece of software.
Dolphin Supernova. For every visual impairment.
I'm Ahmed. I work on the help desk at product support for Dolphin.
I'm Colin Shales and I'm a product and usability tester at Dolphin.
I'm Dave Williams, blindness product manager at Dolphin.
www.yourdolphin.com.
Okay, so that's Dolphin Supernova. As you can see, it's not just for people who are completely blind, but also those with sort of failing eyesight. Even recently, I've been out to do an assessment on a young lady down at one of our insurance companies, and she gets very tired in the afternoon. Her eye strain is very marked, and what we've put in is the screen reader for her. So in the afternoon, you can have her emails read back to her, or it can have any reports read back to her. It just takes the strain off the eyes a little bit. You've also then got the full reader in there for those who are completely blind, and it works very well on the tablet type situation as well now. It's actually a mobile device as well. So that was Dolphin Supernova. Okay, and then the next one is Text Help Read and Write, and it's one of a number of dyslexia type softwares. There's a few on the market, but this is the one we've decided to actually look at as from a corporate perspective as being one of our favorites. So this is Text Help Read and Write.
Text Help's world-leading software changes lives and creates an equal and inclusive working environment. Many organisations have benefited from introducing the software to attract, recruit and retain employees. Read and Write Gold's discrete toolbar provides a host of unique reading, writing and research features to assist with dyslexia, literacy difficulties and English as a second language. The software makes both electronic and paper-based documents and information accessible to employees. Double-click on the Read and Write Gold icon on your desktop to start the software. Information becomes instantly accessible with our speech technology. Any on-screen text can be read aloud through the speech feature, including websites, Word documents, emails, and PDFs.
since being introduced to Read and Write Gold that worked 2 years ago.
New to Read and Write Gold, the Voice Note feature enables you to add recorded audio notes into a Word document, a really quick way to record and share useful information and comments. Increase your productivity and work on the move with the SpeechMaker tool. Convert digital text to audio format and play it back on your iPod or MP3 player. Great when you need to review information while out of the office.
Dyslexia software that changes lives.
These are great tools to proofread your work for any errors. The spell checker provides alternative spelling suggestions and definitions which can be read aloud. The Sounds Like and Confusable Words feature identifies words that sound the same but are spelt differently, which you may not realise are incorrect. It also provides alternative words, their definitions, and sample sentences to ensure that you select the right word. With one easy click, you can look up, check, and better understand the meaning of words with the Talking Dictionary. Definitions and sample sentences are provided. These can be read aloud to improve comprehension. Construct sentences with ease using the best word prediction tool on the market. Word prediction learns your writing style and predicts the word you want to use next as you type. Definitions of words are available which can be read aloud, helping to build your vocabulary and writing skills. The Fact Folder and Study Skills Highlighters are great tools to help gather, organise and present information quickly and efficiently. They are especially useful when collecting information for reports and research tasks, as they allow you to gather facts from various sources and produce a bibliography each time. To ensure you get the most from your software, each feature has a video tour to demonstrate its use. This is selected by clicking the drop-down arrow beside each feature. There are various license options available to purchase Read and Write Gold software, including single, mobile, and corporate site licenses. You can find out more by contacting us. We hope you enjoy getting started with your Read and Write Gold software.
Okay, so that was Text Help. Once again, a product that found its feet in schools and education, which is now becoming more and more prevalent in the workplace. And what we're finding is lots of the big organisations, ITV, London Underground, to name but two, have brought in what they call a corporate license for Text Help, which means you no longer have to put your hand up, say, you know, I've got a problem with my reading and my writing, my understanding. It's actually there for you, so everybody can actually log in and get use of that particular software. So that particular one is more around reading, writing, and the spelling side of things, and we'll look at another option on dyslexia shortly. This actually being one of them. MindGenius software is nothing new. It's been out there for a long while, and mind mapping software actually helps for those who struggle with getting things into paper straight away, and perhaps using pictorial images to put that down. So this is MindGenius.
Welcome to this short video on how and why MindGenius can help you. This video is for people who are new to MindGenius and will give you an overview on what MindGenius is and what it can be used for. MindGenius has over 600,000 users in organisations large and small across all industry sectors and in education. MindGenius can help everyone who needs to plan, manage projects, give presentations, undertake research, and run or attend meetings. but users across the following job roles have found MindGenius to be particularly effective. MindGenius helps you manage the information you work with on a daily basis, from initial information capture through analysing and making sense of it to defining the relevant outcomes. This journey of collecting and managing information is similar no matter whether you are working on a task or project, managing a meeting, or preparing reports and presentations, and MindGenius has always been designed to manage this information journey. While organisations may have made significant investment into IT, when it comes to capturing information and ideas, it may still look like this. MindGenius transforms this initial capture stage and offers an alternative to post-it notes and pads via a free-form digital canvas. With its intuitive and easy-to-use interface, MindGenius allows you to capture unstructured data from thinking, conversations, debate, and brainstorming in a more productive manner, whether you're working individually or in a team setting. You don't need to worry about the order or structure of your ideas in this initial stage, allowing you to focus on generating more ideas. MindGenius is based around the concept of mind mapping, and the fundamental concept of mind mapping is to work with keywords and key points of your ideas. This allows you to speed up this initial capturing stage by omitting irrelevant and wordy text-based information sources into an easier to understand format using keywords and associations to highlight important points. With all of our ideas and information already in a digital format, we can immediately start to build our understanding on them and start to reorder and add structure depending on what we are working on. Use MindGenius to analyse your ideas, start to group them or work out their relevance, or attach relevant supporting information to your map, such as spreadsheets, web links, and PDF documents, giving you a dashboard of information that helps you understand the full picture of your project or task as you continue to manage it. Alternatively, filter your data or look at your data in different views in order to develop understanding, or to follow processes for tasks such as document preparation, problem solving, meeting management, and managing projects, or add timings and resources to create a comprehensive project plan. Once you are satisfied you have built understanding and are clear on what needs to be done, you can export to a wide range of standard desktop packages at the click of a button. Choose from exports such as Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Project, or Excel, or export your actions to become Microsoft Outlook tasks. This helps you to get on and deliver the outcome you require, or to easily share your ideas with colleagues or customers who don't yet have access to MindGenius. MindGenius can help you to create more engaging reports or presentations, manage projects or meetings more effectively, and complete any task successfully. MindGenius will help you at every stage of your information journey, from initial capture to developing understanding and analysing your ideas, to getting on and delivering the correct outcome.
Okay, so that's MindGenius, and once again, another way of dyslexics in particular to be able to put down information in another format rather than having to try and write that information down. Looking now at some of the more newer products. This actually one that's been around quite a while has Dragon, but the last couple of years in particular, I think has improved a hell of a lot. This is Dragon Naturally Speaking.
Every day, millions of users rely on Dragon speech recognition software to achieve new levels of freedom and flexibility with their computers. Whether at work, home, or school, you can use your voice your way to realize your potential. Fast setup and helpful tutorials make it easy to get started. Dragon has automatically detected which audio inputs are available to me, and after a quick microphone check, my personal profile is created. That's it. I'm ready to go. Dictating documents with Dragon is up to 3 times faster than typing and much more accurate. Open Microsoft Word. Set font 20 points. Tips for helping Sally with math. New paragraph. Point out ways math is used every day, period. Include her in more activities involving math, like making purchases and measuring ingredients, period. Make it fun by playing games and doing puzzles that involve math, period. Bold, every day. Underline, make it fun. Go to sleep. With Dragon, I can use simple voice commands to control my computer's programs and web browsers. I can even use my voice to dictate and edit in web applications like Gmail or Yahoo Mail. And the more I use Dragon, the smarter it gets, learning the words and phrases that I use the most. Wake up. Send email to Jack Helmick. Call the tutor. Go to body. Jack, comma, new paragraph. Can you call the tutor today and confirm that her fee is $25 an hour? Question mark. Her phone number is 978-898-2966, period. See you tonight, period. New paragraph. Mary. Send. Go to sleep. By using your voice to interact with your computer, you can work faster and more accurately to get more done. With Dragon Naturally Speaking, there are endless possibilities for realizing your potential. So stop typing. Start speaking and doing.
Okay, so that's that Dragon. Although the video there looked a bit scripted, it actually works as well as that. It's absolutely fantastic now out of the box. I've been with a young lady this week from Ofsted who was given Naturally Speaking to help her with the dyslexia, and within the first week she's absolutely flying. She reckons up to 95% accuracy on her output, which is fantastic. Dragon itself originally was brought out as a productivity tool to help managers get rid of secretaries. It then sort of fell within the disability market, people with dyslexia, people with issues around dexterity. It's now come full circle, and we're finding more and more of this product's being put out for people wanting to improve their productivity. It said you can talk something like 5 to 6 times quicker than you can ever type. Okay, this is another one of the really new inventions, and this is called the Roger Pen. We've come across this in the last 12 months, really, and it really has revitalized the whole hearing market, really. For my mind, that the hearing market has been left behind for many years, and this is really coming to play and working very well. Let me just play this for you.
We now have Roger for Adults. Roger for Adults is a set of new wireless devices that help those patients that might just need a little bit of extra in maybe difficult listening situations, such as a noisy, crowded restaurant, or maybe in a conference room or over distance. So Roger for Adults includes a great new Roger Pen, which is one of the new microphones that we have with this system. The pen, it's designed to be stylish but very, very functional. There's also a Roger clip-on mic that can be used, clipped on a lapel or on a shirt. It also includes directional microphones on the clip-on mic. And finally, Roger for Adults includes a whole new set of receivers that work with all of our devices and instruments. So let's talk about the Roger Pen. The Roger Pen is a cutting-edge wireless microphone. It's very inconspicuous. It's a great, sleek design, and it's really going to help people hear in all those situations where they might have a little bit of difficulty. The Roger Pen is also a Bluetooth streamer, so if you have your cell phone and you want to be able to stream directly to your hearing instruments, you can do that with the Roger Pen. Just keep the Roger Pen on you, click the button, and you're able to start streaming directly to your hearing devices from your phone. We designed the Roger Pen to look like an everyday device that will be very inconspicuous if it's sitting on your table or in a conference room or anywhere. We designed it to really just blend in. And so for that reason, it will be a really easy selection for consumers when they're looking for help like this. So the Roger Pen has a fully automated mode. It can really sense what position it is, how it's sitting on a table, or if you have it upright. In this little device is an accelerometer, like you might see in your smartphones where you can turn the screen. Well, Roger does the same type of thing. It'll sense the environment, and based on what the environment looks like or what position it's in, it will change its microphone mode. So if you lay it on a table like this where it's flat down, you know, it might say, oh, I just need an omni microphone because I'm listening to everything in the room. But if you point it at someone, right, it'll sense, hey, I'm now pointing in a direction I'm more vertical, or we actually have a way where you can hang it with a lanyard on you. You know, then it has a directional microphone, so it will go and pick up directly use a beamformer to pick up a voice and hear that in a room. It's a smart little device, and that accelerometer also knows if you drop it, during that free fall, the Roger will shut off the microphone. So before it hits the table or the floor or any surface, it will shut the mics and you won't get that loud noise in the hearing instruments. We've done a lot of studies, a lot of testing to see speech understanding and noise and how the new Roger devices help in those situations and how they compare to the previous generation of FM, traditional FM, and dynamic FM. When we look at the Roger devices compared to traditional FM, we see a 54% improvement in speech understanding. And versus the dynamic FM, the previous generation, there's a 35% improvement of speech understanding in those difficult listening situations. So we've talked about how you can use Roger with your Bluetooth cell phone. But really, Roger can be used with any Bluetooth device. And one of the really cool things is that Roger is ready for something called wideband audio Bluetooth, or otherwise known as HD voice. Roger is the first device of its kind that can be used with this new HD voice technology, because what that does is it expands that listening range from, now it's only up to 3,000 hertz. It'll expand it all the way up to 7,000 hertz. Roger Pen is ready for HD voice. At the core of Roger's strength is something we call frequency hopping, where in a very narrow bandwidth near 2.4, we will jump the transmitter and the receiver. They'll be going back and forth saying, hey, where's my open channel? You know, where can I find the right place to talk where I have a clear signal? And when it finds that, it'll send the signal across that channel, and if suddenly it encounters interference, it'll hop again. So it's constantly looking for that open channel, reducing all the interference. So with Roger, you get a clear signal all the time. The DECT phone really solves one of those big issues that people have, right? Hearing on the telephone at home. So to use the DECT home phone, all you have to do is hold it up like you would a normal phone, right to your ear. And then if you have phonic hearing instruments, the DECT home phone will stream directly to both that left and right side at the same time. So you hear the signal in both ears, and it's easy to understand. And if you're not hearing impaired, you can use the DECT phone too. It's just like a normal home phone. Receiving the phone signal in both ears significantly improves speech intelligibility while you're on the phone, especially if there's a lot of noise in the background at your house. Independent studies have shown that using the DECT home phone can improve speech intelligibility by 40%. One of the really cool features about the DECT home phone is that for the professional, there is a demo button on here. So if you want to demo this with your patient, all you have to do is hold it up close to the phonic hearing devices, press the demo button, and a sentence will be spoken directly into their hearing instruments. It's a great way to show the benefits of the DECT home phone. We are really excited about all these great new wireless communication products from Phonak. The Roger Pen, all the Roger for Adult products, and the DECT home phone. They are all great options for providers to offer to help their patients hear better in those difficult listening situations.
Okay, so that was quite a longer video, and I'm conscious of time. But once again, hearing is a big issue, and I come across so many people these days who are struggling with normal hearing. The new iPhones are particularly good, so that's one area. But the market at work where they're having to use spider phones or having to use conference facilities with people with accents, for instance, can be quite an issue. The Roger Pen there can be used as a device that transmits straight to the hearing aid. Okay, the last one. This is a very new product called Tobii Eye, and this is a eye gaze technology.
Presenting the Tobii PCI Go, next generation eye tracker that gives you hands-free computer and tablet access through gaze interaction. The Tobii PCI Go is ideal for users who need an alternative computer access method. For example, those with Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, or a spinal cord injury. The PCI Go works perfectly on laptop and desktop screens. With the iMobile bracket, you can also use the PCI Go on standard Windows Pro 8 tablets. Running on Windows, the PCI Go allows you to work with virtually any application, but instead of using a standard keyboard and mouse, you use your eyes to select, click, drag, drop, and type. The PCI Go easily attaches and detaches from your desktop or laptop using a magnetic mounting bracket and a USB connection. Add the iMobile bracket and you can use the PCI Go with your Windows tablet. This makes it easy to bring the PCI with you at all times, in school, at work, at home. After a quick installation and a calibration, you are ready to play games, do spreadsheets, surf the web, Skype, and more. The PCI comes with the revolutionary Tobii Gaze Selection. Gaze Selection makes it possible to control your desktop or any other application through an intuitive two-step process. This two-step process makes it so much easier to control your computer. It significantly reduces the risk of unwanted clicks, giving you more relaxed, almost pixel-precise computer access. To write texts, messages, or URLs, you can use the on-screen keyboard that is built into Gaze Selection, or any of the keyboards that come with the optional Tobii communicator. A tremendous leap forward in assistive technology, the PCI champions people with all abilities, with improved communication, enhanced emotional well-being, and ultimately greater independence. The PCI Go and the iMobile bracket are available for sale right now. Visit our webpage or contact your Tobii representative.
Okay, so that's PCI Go. Certainly used recently. We've put a few of these things out for people with neck issues, people who struggle using their arms so much, and a great advance in the technology that used to be out there, which used to be like a laser beam from a cap or the side of the glasses. The eye tracking technology is very good. In brief summary, because I know there will be some questions, dyslexia, I would say, is still the #1 assessment we're going to see, and you've seen some of those applications today. Hearing loss is certainly becoming more prevalent. Visual impairment, still only a very small percentage, but a big percentage of people out there have an issue. I would say productivity is a key driver of majority of organisations out there. They want the staff to be performing better. And as I mentioned before, we work with dedicated partners now to provide the right technology for the right issues. We offer training, and that comes with all of our recommendations. We now put it on a standard, even for the hearing equipment, which is pretty much plug and play, but you only need to get it and make it not work properly for you to understand the frustrations that can cause. So all of our kit now comes out with recommendations of training. And we're always looking for new and emerging technology. The Tobii Eye there and the Roger Pen, two of the things we've come up with the last couple of years. And lastly, I suppose, we're happy then to go into any organisations, talk to yourselves, and talk through the solutions. It's very easy to look at websites and videos and things, but you only get to know what people really need by actually going in and asking the right questions. So with that, Kathy, could I hand back to you?
So the first question that I would like to ask is regarding security issues. In today's society, obviously a lot of people are working remotely and have a lot of organisational security to get through. Are there any challenges regarding this adaptive software?
There has been in the past, and what we've found with that, our suppliers have come across all of these types of issues. They've all worked with places like banks and building societies where encryption exists, and there are issues around getting through multiple platform systems. And what I would say is that those guys have nothing that they've not seen already. So if we do come across an issue where there could be a potential problem, all we would do is go back to our suppliers and ask them how they got around that issue in the past. We do a lot of work with the police, for instance. We put a lot of this type of software in for local authorities. Once again, their systems have to be really tight security, but they're happy to sort of take our advice and put these things in. So what I suggest is, yeah, if you have any queries at all, please come back to us and we can help you with getting those issues sorted.
Great, thank you, Howard. Another quick question. Are you going to be around at the Health and Wellbeing Conference in Birmingham next week to perhaps have some of these software packages on display?
I've not been invited, but if that's an invite, I could certainly have a look at that for you.
Posturite have got a stand, I'm sure, so it may be possible for yourself or other suppliers of these systems. I'm sure there will be available at their Health and Wellbeing. So whether you can sort something out yourself with Posturite or not, Howard, I guess is a question for you.
I'll pick that back up with Posturite, yes.
Okay, lovely. Just lastly, if as a physiotherapist working in the office environment, we identify an individual who we feel needs some further help, how can we be sure that we're going to refer on to the right person? What do we need to look for in an accessibility consultant to ensure we are credible in our recommendations?
I suppose the thing you have with Posturite is that the people we have as assessors are very well versed in the new and emerging technologies coming out, as well as some of the older ones. All of us have been in the market for a long time. We've spent many years in actually going out and making sure that the products we recommend are the right ones. So certainly with Posturite, we can offer a fantastic solution to make sure that those situations are addressed. I hear these days of people like Access to Work not actually even going out to see clients these days. They actually do assessments over the phone, which I find amazing. So I'd always suggest any assessor you get involved with, and certainly the ones from Posturite, will actually go out and make a visit. They will make sure that the right products are put out there for the right types of issues.
Great, lovely. Okay, I'm very wary of time, Howard, so I think we'll call it an end there. So thank you very much for speaking to us today. To everybody else, we will be inviting feedback regarding how this webinar went, and also put a call out for other topics, requests, and if anybody feels that they have a topic they would like to present on behalf of ACPOHE, please either get in touch with myself or one of the other ACPOHE committee members. So thank you very much for listening, and bye-bye.